Imagine a world without that iconic red and white logo. It's almost impossible, right? Coca-Cola isn't just a soda anymore. It's a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of globalization, and a marketing miracle. But the story of how this black liquid went from a brass kettle in a backyard to a $200 billion empire is filled with addiction, war, secret ingredients, and a series of desperate business moves that changed the world forever. To understand Coca-Cola, we have to go back to 1886, to a dusty pharmacy in Atlanta, Georgia, where a man was fighting a losing battle against his own demons. Dr. John Pemberton was a chemist and a wounded veteran of the American Civil War. He had been slashed across the chest by a saber, a wound that left him in excruciating pain for the rest of his life. Like thousands of other soldiers at the time, he became hopelessly addicted to morphine to numb the pain. Knowing that morphine would eventually kill him, Pemberton became obsessed with finding a safe cure for his addiction. He began experimenting with various herbs and chemicals in his backyard. His goal was to create a medicinal syrup that could boost energy, cure headaches, and calm the nerves. He eventually stumbled upon a combination of the South American coca leaf, which contained small amounts of cocaine, and the African cola nut, which provided a massive hit of caffeine. Initially, he mixed these with alcohol to create Pemberton's French wine coca, but in 1885, Atlanta passed prohibition laws banning alcohol. Panic-stricken but determined, Pemberton spent nights in his lab, eventually replacing the wine with sugary syrup and essential oils. On May 8, 1886, he carried a jug of this new syrup down the street to Jacobs's pharmacy. There, it was mixed with carbonated water, and the first ever glass of Coca-Cola was sold for 5 cents. People loved the taste, but they had no idea they were drinking a concoction that actually contained cocaine, a secret that the company would eventually have to deal with as laws changed. Pemberton's bookkeeper, Frank Robinson, was the man who gave the drink its name. He believed that 2-cesium would look great in advertising, and he used his own elegant handwriting to design the logo that is still used today. However, despite the drink's potential, Pemberton was a dying man. He was still broke and still struggling with his health. Between 1888 and 1891, he began selling off pieces of his secret formula to different business partners just to survive. Shortly before his death in 1888, a man named Asa Candler entered the picture. Candler was a natural-born salesman. He saw something in that syrup that Pemberton didn't. He eventually bought the entire rights for just $2,300, an amount that today seems like the greatest bargain in human history. Asa Candler didn't just sell a drink, he sold an idea. He was the first to use coupons in history, giving away thousands of free tickets so people would try the drink once. He knew that if they tasted it, they would be hooked. He plastered the Coca-Cola logo on clocks, calendars, and fans, ensuring that people saw the brand everywhere they looked. By 1895, he had built syrup plants in Chicago, Dallas, and Los Angeles. But then came the biggest turning point, the bottle. For the first few decades, Coke was only sold at soda fountains. But in 1899, 2 lawyers approached Candler and asked for the rights to bottle the drink. Candler, not believing in the future of bottled soda, sold them the rights for just $1. It was a mistake that cost him billions, but it was also the reason Coca-Cola became a global sensation. As the brand grew, so did the Coke Wars. Dozens of imitators tried to steal the recipe and the look. To protect themselves, the company held a secret competition in 1915 to design a bottle so unique that even if you felt it in the dark or saw it broken on the ground, you would know it was a Coke bottle. This led to the creation of the famous contour bottle, inspired by the shape of a cocoa pod. By the time World War II broke out, Coca-Cola was already an American icon. But the war took it to a new level. The company's president, Robert Woodruff, famously ordered that every American soldier should be able to buy a bottle of Coke for 5 cents, no matter where they were in the world. The company built 64 bottling plants near battlefronts across Europe and the Pacific. For the soldiers, Coke wasn't just a drink, it was a taste of home. When the war ended, those bottling plants stayed, and the world was officially addicted to the real thing. Fast forward to today, and the Coca-Cola Company is a giant that owns over 500 different brands. The original recipe, known as Merchandise 7 Times, is still one of the world's most guarded secrets, locked in a vault in Atlanta that looks like something out of a spy movie. Only a couple of people in the world know the full recipe at any given time, and they aren't even allowed to fly on the same plane together. From a morphine-addicted pharmacist's backyard experiment to a drink that is recognized in every corner of the earth, The journey of Coca-Cola is a testament to the power of branding, the chaos of history, and the simple human desire for a cold, refreshing sip of happiness.